Hi everyone, how are you? This is my first YouTube video, so bear with me, okay? But I'm doing this for all of my customers because I've had so many people asking me, please, 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 can you help me out? Thank you so much for keeping in touch as well. It's been so nice to hear from all of my customers. So what I want to do is give you some hints and tips on how to do your own eyebrow shaping at home. So first of all, there's a few tools that you need. So the obvious, some tweezers. So I've had these for so long, there's not even like a brand name on there, but my signature tweezer is always like an angled one for some reason. But it's really important that you have some decent tweezers, otherwise you're just going to snap your hairs and that just defeats the object. It's going to leave little dots and your hairs are going to grow back within a couple of days. So just make sure that they grasp really well. So just like pluck some hairs off the back of your hand and then you'll know for sure if they do grasp okay. So definitely tweezers. Some scissors, as you know, I always trim your eyebrows. I'll show you how to do that yourself. You need a little spoolie. You know, I'm always using these in the salon. This is really just to brush your eyebrows in place. You need a long makeup pencil or brush, or you know, whatever you can find. It could be anything to be with you, a ruler even. Then you also need an eyebrow pencil. This is one that I use to fill in my brows. So this is going to be used for your face mapping, okay? This is another little thing I recommend as well. Again, there's not even a brand on there. I will list below some of the brands that I use. And to be honest with you, if you want anything at home, I can probably get some supplies out to you as well. So some tint, eyebrow pencils, or let me have a look what I can get hold of for you and I can get something arranged. But this is what I use every day as well. This is like a fixing gel as well as my pencils. These are what I've got on now, what I use every single day. And I want to show you how to use those. And then if you don't like the pencil, then you can use something else. This is like a powder. So you could probably even find your own powder at home, like your own eyeshadows. But it's best to use something matte. You don't want anything that's going to be too shiny like a normal eyeshadow. So a matte colour. Colours as well, depending on the look that you like and what colour your hair is and your natural eyebrow shape. So I tend to stick to the dark browns. Obviously, if you're very, very dark haired, olive skin, you can go for quite dark browns. If you've got very fair blonde hair, you can go for sort of like an ashy brown, or even like a blonde. You can get some blonde pencils as well. They're sort of like a light brown. So yeah, there's a few different options there. And the scissors, I mentioned the scissors. Yes, we're going to be trimming those. Also, another thing as well, which I have been doing quite a lot during lockdown, is using like a concealer. And I've just been putting a little bit like to contour around my eyebrow shape. So as you know, I always say eyebrows are never completely symmetrical. You can never get them exactly the same. I mean, like I've been trying for years and mastering it. Underneath this, I've practically got no eyebrow whatsoever. They hardly grow. I probably pluck my eyebrows probably I'm not joking, every 3 months, if that. They just don't grow anymore. Like your hairs have like a life expectancy. So once you've plucked them out a number of times, everyone's different as well. Like some people will have waxing for 10 years and still have quite a strong growth, where I'm one of those people, my hairs don't last very long. So also my eyebrows need a lot of like filling in. So like I fill them in quite a lot in the middle, I bring them out and I make them a lot thicker. They're very, very thin. I you know, only a few of you have actually seen my eyebrows. And my thing, I could probably go out with no makeup on, but I really couldn't go out with no eyebrows on. I think it just really, really frames your face and completely changes your features. It brings out, like if you look at, I'd like to post some before and after pictures from my clients, and you see the before and afters. It makes such a massive dramatic difference as well. And it also does create a lift. So if you've got like thickish brows, it's quite dragging. So if you pluck the brows, it just automatically like creates like a lift. So first things first, what you want to do is your face mapping. Okay. Generally when I'm doing a client, I won't do that because I just know it now. I've been doing it for 20 years. So I just see it's just sort of like there. Unless sometimes I might need to, but otherwise I've got quite a good eye for it now. But with you doing it at home, you need to do face mapping. So face mapping is drawing on, sort of measuring your eyebrows to get the perfect shape for you and your face shape. So this is where you're going to need your pencil and where you're going to need your long makeup brush. Okay, so first thing that I would do is get right down the middle of your nose, in between your eyebrows, and sort of draw a line right in the middle, so you know, sort of like get that symmetry of your face. Okay, that's your step one. So literally draw it on. So you would draw like a line using this pencil on your face. Okay, then you want to get the inner part where your eyebrow should start. So everyone's a little bit different. I prefer slightly further in. Some people like it a little bit further out. So what you would do is you're going to use, you see this corner of your nose where it creaks in? Okay, you're sort of going to flush it against there, bring it all the way up like that, and then again draw a line. If you don't like it too far in, bring it out a little bit. Use this corner of your eye and then bring that up and then draw it out, and then you will have it slightly further out. To get the outer corner, again, I prefer it further out. So you see this little crease here? You can use that, sort of almost like dips in. I follow that line to the corner of the nose, okay? And then again, you'd literally just draw it on. So if you're drawing it on, you can't go wrong. You know exactly where you need to be starting and where you need to be stopping, okay? I mean, my eyebrow actually starts over here. So this is just pencil. My eyebrow stops up here. The rest is just pencil. So again, now to find your highest point, there's a couple of different ways you can do this. Okay, so you can go right through, look straight ahead, use that corner section of your nose there and go right through your iris. And you can generally see it's exactly like that. And then again, you would just mark there. Or you can look straight ahead, in between the outer corner and the corner of your eye, the middle of the white bit, just mark that there. Okay, then generally now you've got, you know where you need to start, where you need to stop, and where your arch should be. Okay, so then you can probably still see a bit of your shape. So then what you want to do, not to go wrong, fill your eyebrows before you start plucking, because if you just start plucking, you haven't really got anything to follow. Okay, you're going to go wrong. So the best thing to do is actually fill your brow beforehand. Okay, so literally use your brow pencil. You've now got your start and stop lines and where your arch should be. Just find where you find comfortable, your natural start, and then just draw all the way up to that highest point, and then again to the outer point. And the same with the top. If you want to start drawing some lines, what you can do is, you see from where it starts there to where it ends there, that is where a straight line like that, where it should be. And then you get your highest points, straight line like that. Draw right, you can draw all over your face, you're at home, so draw across, and then you would just find again just where it needs to sort of start and stop. You can see on my eyebrows here. Okay, I mean, I can make them a lot thicker, sometimes I make them thinner, but generally this is the shape that they need to be. So then you need to fill them in. Okay, so you're just going to gently use the pencil. You can go back and forth or just weave it through, fill them in and get the shape that you want. So if you do this first, then you literally know where you need to pluck. Okay, you can get them the perfect shape as well. You can get them as symmetrical as possible. So if you do this first, I think you can't go wrong really. And this is something you can do every day. Okay, now once you've got the shape that you require, that you're happy with, you filled them in, you're going to start tweezering. Okay, so tweezering, you need to really follow the direction of the natural growth. Okay, so you're going to find these middle hairs are generally going to be growing upwards. This section here, again, it follows the same sort of pattern. Okay, generally upwards, and then it's going to start growing outwards. All right, it's the top where sometimes the hairs actually start growing downwards. Okay, the top section is optional. I mean, back in the day, nobody wanted to touch the top of their brows. Now everybody, I think there's only a couple of clients I don't do the top of their eyebrows. So it's totally up to you. But again, you need to follow the direction of growth. It's really important, because if you don't, you will snap the hair. And sometimes as well, if you don't pull it out the right way, I find that it grows really like screwy. It's like it just starts doing its own little thing. So you want to stretch your skin. Always like keep that skin slightly taut wherever you're working. Okay, so if you're working in the middle, okay, and you want to grasp the hair, sort of get the hair in between the tweezers and go to the root. Okay, once you've grasped it, you don't want to start, you know, I start going quite quickly with my tweezering, but you want to just keep a slow pace, okay, and just do it slowly. But when you do pull the hair, pull it swiftly, because if you pull it out really slowly, it's actually quite painful, especially the slightly coarser and thicker hairs. So again, keep it slow, like the momentum of going through the brows, but remove it swiftly. So skin taut, follow the direction of growth. So have a look. You need a decent mirror and decent lighting. So I probably recommend somewhere like the bathroom or daylight, you know, do it in daylight. So face the window and then get like a mirror. So grasp right at the root, okay, and just pull and gently pluck the hairs out, and then follow the direction of growth. So when you're going around here, again, keep it flush out, keep it going this way, gently pulling and following the direction of the hairs. Okay, and just grasp and pull. Can you see how slow I'm doing that? Okay, it's not actually hurting that much, but it's important that you keep it taut, because if you don't, you will pinch the skin. Okay, and that hurts. Okay, it actually relieves the pain as well if you do keep it taut. I would also recommend as well, get a damp cotton pad just with some cold water and use that throughout as well. Okay, so if you apply a bit of pressure, it soothes the nerve endings, and it's also very cooling and soothing. Okay, so you can't go wrong. Okay, everyone's eyebrow shape is different. I mean, eyebrow pattern of growth. So just follow your natural pattern. Okay, so if you see the hairs growing outwards, follow that pattern. If you see it growing downwards, follow that pattern. Okay, and then you're going to follow exactly where you've penciled in. So you're not going to start going in the actual brow, unless, I tell you, the only time I would recommend is if you see a really thick, coarse, dark hair, get it. Okay, obviously if you've got a lot of thick, coarse, dark hairs, don't, because you're going to look, it's going to start to look quite sparse if you start plucking all of them out. I'm going to show you how to trim as well in a minute, but the thick, coarse ones, get those, they're horrible. Okay, so once you're happy, you've done the middles, you're working sort of on your way out all the way to the outer corners, and then get a little bit on the top if you want to. Okay, take your time, like I said, but do pull the hair a bit swiftly so it's not so painful for you. Okay, so once you've done your tweezering, we're then going to start trimming. So what I normally do, okay, I do 2 directions with the trimming. God, I can't speak today. Brush the hairs all the way up. Okay, and generally when you brush them all the way up, you can actually start to see them sticking out. Okay, now I recommend you keep your scissors flush, so you don't want to be tweezering, cutting this way. Keep it flush. Okay, trim the hairs, the odd hairs that you see that are sticking up. So you're just going to go right over. Then I want you to brush them all down. Okay, again, cutting away from yourself. Get those little odd ones. Okay, you don't want to overdo it with the cutting, so do that in stages. because once you brush the hairs through, you'll find they still look very natural. Okay, so once you've done that, you can then remove the pencil that you've applied with some makeup remover, and I recommend that you apply something cooling and soothing like aloe vera or vitamin E. Nothing that contains perfume or fragrances or any harsh products like AHAs or anything like that. So aloe vera is probably the best product. I use like an after soothing oil, and it's like a lavender and tea tree based. So it's soothing but also quite healing as well. Then your aftercare, generally you want to just leave the area. Avoid touching it because you can put dirt and bacteria in there. Avoid your makeup for at least 12 hours. Sunbathing for at least 12 hours. Any redness will generally go down after a couple of hours. So let that settle. Don't overpluck. So once you've maintained your brows, leave them for at least a week and a half to 2 weeks before you start plucking, because what can happen is you get a bit tweezer happy and you start thinning them a little bit too much. So, and also if the hairs are too short, you can snap the hairs as well, and again, like I said, it would leave that little black dot and it can start going into little pimples and things like that. So just maintain them every couple of weeks and do the same procedure again. Okay, so follow those steps. It will take a little bit of practice. Okay, it's not going to happen in the first go, but follow those steps and eventually you will get better and better and better at it, and probably won't even come to me anymore because you can do it yourself at home. What I really like is for you to like and subscribe to this video, because I'm planning to do some more hints and tips to do these treatments yourself at home. So my next video will be eyebrow tinting, and then I want to show also some eyebrow makeup techniques as well, using like what I've done today, eyebrow pencil and the gel as well. So that'd be really, really good if you could do that. Now I will put my email below. A lot of my clients already have my number, so you can contact me directly. If you're interested in any products, so tinting, tweezers, makeup, spoolies, anything like that, let me know and I will help you out. Okay, lovely. Thank you so much. It's been really fun actually, and I will see you soon. Okay, good luck.